Hello, everybody. How you doing today? It's me, Russell Mills. It is June 10th on a Wednesday. I want to say hello. Hope everybody's blessed today. Reading the newspaper and talking about that George Floyd situation that happened on May 25th with that cop. I'm just going to read. This is the white police officer charged with the murder and killing 2 weeks ago of George Floyd, a black man whose death in custody led to nationwide protests, was given a bail as much as 1.25 million Monday. This is Derek Chavin, a 19-year-old veteran, participated in an initial hearing at the heavily forfeited Hennepin County Courthouse on a video feed from jail. Chavin, who has been behind bars since he was arrested on May 29th, has been charged with second-degree murder, manslaughter, and second-degree murder, more serious count than he had originally faced. He could be sentenced up to 40 years in prison. So Chavin, who placed his knee on the neck of Floyd for nearly 9 minutes in a video that prompted anguish and outrage across the nation, has been focus of anger, referred to as the most hated man in the world. Activists said they feared he would not be abide by bail restrictions if he was permitted to go home until trial. This is arguing for a bail of 1.25 million. Prosecutors Matt Frank said Floyd's death had created a strong reaction in the community, to put it mildly. He said that created two factors in deciding bail. One is the likelihood to flee from jurisdiction because of not only the severity of the charges, but the strength of community's opinion, he said. And secondly, because of the severity of the charges, a significant amount of bail is warranted. I'm just going to say this, I'm glad that this man and other officers are fired from being officers, because again, I feel like if you're an officer, you're supposed to do your job right, just like any other job. At the end of the day, you're supposed to do your job right. And here's the thing, I'm going to say this about the protesters and stuff. I'm going to say this. What is the end result? What are you trying to get out of this being a protester? What are you trying to get as a person? As African people, what are we trying to get? Are we trying to get laws changed? If we're doing that, I'd fail, in my opinion. Only way you could do that is if we come up together with our own money, which we won't do, and try to get our own businesses and stop asking white people for shit. Because again, I know there are a lot of white people that are riding with us, that are trying to get on board and trying to understand the African man or woman. I get all that, but again, we still need our own people. And that's the problem. We looked upon for white people for, to be with them all the time. And it's like, we need our own people. We need a culture. We have to understand who we are. And it's like, protesting's fine, but my question is, what's the end result of it? If there's no end game to it, this whole protest, is bullshit. And the life of George Floyd, yes, he should never have died. And I'm going to say this to that officer. I hope you get what you deserve, because again, George Floyd should never die, regardless of whatever happened prior or not. He should never have died. If he did wrong, he should have just went to jail, went to court, whatever, and that's it. Okay. And he could have went home eventually or whatever. Someone bailed him out or whatever the case is. But again, you get what you deserve. All you 4 officers get what you deserve. The man that, killed him, you get what you deserve. All those officers that got let go, you get what you deserve. Okay? Again, I have no sympathy for none of those people. I have no sympathy for bad cops. I have no sympathy for you not doing your job correctly. Because there's been too many lives that have been lost, regardless if the outcome in the beginning was bad, but you could have escalated that in a better way so that person didn't get killed by Eric Gardner, you know what I'm saying, and all these other people. So again, I have no sympathy. But again, as far as the protests and stuff like this, and as far as these big corporations, quote unquote, jumping on board saying Black Lives Matter, you're only doing it just to make yourselves look good. Okay? So stop it. Okay? I hate when these corporations want to say Black Lives Matter and all this other bullshit. It's like, bro, was you screaming that before? No, you didn't care. So again, this is my only problem. I hate fake people. I hate people that don't do their jobs right. I hate people that don't have no end game and have a plan. This is what I care about. I care about African people. And it's like, but I just wish African people would put our money together. And you know what's so crazy? We could do this. African people could do this. I've said this in many of my videos. If you took $20 times 30,000 people in each state. There's 50 states in this country, and we did that. Thought about where we could put our money, build our own schools, build our own hospitals. $20 times 30,000 African people. That's over $600,000. See, that's a game plan. And then we try to get the emotions and start trusting each other and stop acting like we're each other's enemy. But John or Bob, that's white. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy you want to trust your money with. That doesn't make no sense because, again, Bob or John is not your friend. And even if they are your friend, that's cool, but I still not going to trust you with my money. I would have to trust my African people because I have to. But see, African people have to trust each other. That's why we don't have nothing. All those African people that are screaming, protested, screaming injustice, and we want justice for George, and we want justice for ourselves. And how about you take your money together? I've seen it on the news. A lot of us as African people. How about we put that instead of screaming at the cops? Because again, only thing that white people know that hurts them the most is money. You take away money from white people, now they're hurting and they're crying. If you don't buy their products, they're crying. See, we could scream all day and say, fuck the police. We could say this, and that, and march up the streets. But if there's no end game, it doesn't matter. So this is what I'm saying. Have an end game, people. We already have this pandemic of COVID-19 around us where people have to wear masks, which is bullshit to me. And they're telling you keep 6 feet distance. Again, a lot of this shit is planned, I feel. And it's like, I feel, again, we need to help each other as African people. Okay, stop with all the emotions and getting angry. I'm angry too. I'm angry at a lot of things in this country. I'm angry that we don't have unity in this country. I'm angry that a lot of us are always trying to take each other down, trying to be in competition with each other. I'm not in competition with you, brother and sister. It's about your behavior, okay, and your attitude, your behavior and attitude. And a lot of us do not take the time to understand ourselves, and we don't trust in God as much as we say we do. That's the only way you can understand yourself is sitting down, no television, no phone, no computer, no laptop, no anything, and to have some silence and pray to God. But I'm gonna say this: I'm glad that this man is gonna go to prison. Those other gentlemen, I don't know what's going on with them if they're gonna go to prison or not, but if they do, I hope so. But you for all this is a message to all the officers out there. Just do your job right. If people are doing wrong, arrest them. Don't kill them. Okay? If I'm doing wrong, I would deserve to get what I deserve. But don't kill people, officers. Okay? Don't use aggressive force. Just because you can, just because you already know you have the weapons, you have the guns, you have the billy club, you have the mace or whatever the case is. You could kill and harm people in a matter of moments, in minutes. Excuse me. You know what I mean? But still, do your jobs right, because again, some of those officers that are actually good, getting looked even closer because they're saying, how do I know if this one ain't this one? And how do you know this one ain't that one? You know what I'm saying? Not all officers are bad. You know what I'm saying? There are some good ones that actually want to come home to their family and actually take the time. But again, people that have been fired from the police officers force for you killing people or being aggressive to the civilians, you get what you deserve because it's a job and you think you're above the law. And that's the problem because everybody's in bed with each other. The lawyers, the cops, the DAs, the judges, everybody's in bed with each other. So I get it. But any of you guys want to act a fool, you get what you deserve. And honestly, same with me. If I did wrong, I would expect the same result to happen to me. But, I'm going to say rest in power again to all the black people that have died, over gun violence from police. I'm going to say this before I get off. You corporations that are screaming Black Lives Matter haven't signed you guys a bunch of phony pricks, a bunch of fake people, and I hate fake people, a bunch of kiss asses. Because if you didn't care about the African life before, why do you try to care about it now? Okay? If you didn't like it before, stay what you did before. Don't say nothing. Be silent like you've always been. You know what I'm saying? So again, corporations, you guys could go somewhere with your fakeness, okay? Go ahead. For all the other people, let's say to all the other white people that didn't like us before, and now you're screaming Black Lives. You can go somewhere. I don't like fake people. I don't like fakes or phonies. You want to be a fake or phony? Go somewhere. Go somewhere else in the corner, bro. But that's it. Feel free to check out my YouTube channel. My name is Russell Mills. That's RussellMills. May 22nd, 2017. My first video. It's why black people settle for less. Feel free to check out my YouTube channel. Spread the love. Everybody take care. Peace.